Hello future engineers, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're still new to my channel and you like what I'm doing, please don't forget to share my videos to your friends and to your friends' friends. To your younger brothers and sisters who would want to take up engineering in the future, and to your relatives. That's one way you can keep me going, inspired and refreshed. Now, if you find my videos interesting and important to your studies, also please don't forget to subscribe. Hello, future engineers, subscribers, and viewers. Here is another exercise video on limits of functions. I hope that you will enjoy watching. You can follow the explanation and the solutions. Thereby, I wish that you will improve your thinking skills in math, which is which which is very important in your preparations as engineering students. And I wish you successful in your chosen engineering career. Evaluate the limits. Limit of quantity x to the fourth plus 5x over 6. So there are 8 exercises here. If you want to anticipate the solutions, if you like solving problems on limits, then you can by pausing the video. And that is for your own good also. So here we go. First, we have limit of x to the fourth plus 5x plus 6 as x over x to the fourth plus 5x minus 6 as x approaches negative 2. The denominator is approaching negative 2 to the fourth plus 5 times negative 2. So 16 plus 5 times negative 2. So 16 minus 10, 6 minus 6, 0. The denominator approaches 0. So x plus 2 is definitely a factor. Then in the numerator, negative 2 to the fourth is 16 plus 5 times negative 2 is 6 plus 6, 12. The numerator is not approaching 0. So there is no factor that is x plus 2. That's why the numerator is still x to the fourth plus 5x plus 6. While the denominator has x plus 2 as a factor, and this is the other factor. And if you want to know how to factor the denominator, apply synthetic division technique. Then if you want the synthetic division technique, I presented uh, factoring third degree, and this time even for 4-degree polynomials. So you just go over the previous or preceding video, Calculus 3.4, for the detailed factoring technique by synthetic division. But if you want to learn more, if you want to review factoring by synthetic division, you just look for it in the playlist Engineers in Progress. You can find their factoring methods under factoring. So since there's no common factor which is x plus 2, we can eliminate x plus 2, x approaches negative 2, this factor approaches 0. So we have to evaluate this expression. We have a specific value in the numerator, then the denominator approaches 0, therefore this is indeterminate. That's why there is no limit. So the answer, no limit, or the limit does not exist. For problem 2, as x approaches 1, we have 1 to the fourth is 1, minus 1 square, which is minus 1, so 0, minus 2 times 1, negative 2, plus 2, 0. So the denominator approaches 0. The numerator 2 times 1 to the fourth is 2, minus 2 times 1 cube, 0, minus 1 square, negative 1, plus 1, 0. So the numerator is also approaching 0, and if we factor the numerator and the denominator, definitely there is x minus 1 as a factor. In fact, when you apply synthetic division, the factors would be x minus 1 square, so it is doubled. Then quantity 2x squared plus 2x plus 1. And for the denominator, we have x minus 1 square, quantity x squared plus 2x plus 2. So we can cancel this common factor because this expression is not 0 but close to 0. not exactly 0 by definition of limits. Then we evaluate the simplified expression as x approaches 1 because both the numerator and the denominator do not approach 0 anymore. So it is equal to limit of this expression as x approaches 1. So we just copy. Then finally, we substitute x is 1. So 2 times 1 square plus 2 times 1 plus 1, which is 5 in the numerator. In the denominator, 1 square plus 2 times 1, which is 2 plus 1, 3 plus 2, 5. So 5 over 5. So the limit as x approaches 1 for this exercise 2 is equal to 1. For 3, as theta approaches 0, the denominator approaches 0 as well as the numerator because tangent of 0 is 0. Sine of 2 times 0 is 0, but these are not exactly zeros, but approaching zeros. So we simplify this expression by replacing sine 2 theta by its equivalent from double angle formulas. Sine 2 theta is 2 sine theta cosine theta. So that would be limit of as theta approaches 0 of tangent theta, which is sine over cosine theta, over 2 sine theta cosine theta. So this is equal to limit as theta approaches 0 of sine theta over cosine theta times the reciprocal of the denominator 2 sine theta cosine theta, which is 1 over 2 sine theta cosine theta. So equals limit as theta approaches 0 of sine theta over cosine theta times 1 over 2 sine theta cosine theta. So we can cancel sine theta and we have limit as theta approaches 0 of 1 over 2 cosine square of theta. Because as theta approaches 0, cosine of 0 is approaching 1, so it is now safe to substitute theta is 0. The denominator does not approach 0, it approaches 1. So therefore, 1 over 2 times 1 square is 1 half. So 1 over 2 cosine square of 0. Cosine square of 0 is, cosine of 0 is 1, so 1 square is 1. So therefore, the limit is 1 half. For problem 4, as theta approaches pi over 2, tangent of pi over 2 is undefined. It is 1 over 0, almost 0, so it's undefined. The numerator cosine of 2 times pi over 2, so cosine of pi, as theta approaches pi over 2, the numerator approaches negative 1, but the denominator is indeterminate, so we have to simplify cosine to theta, write its equivalent identity, and tangent theta, we make that sine theta over cosine theta. Cosine to theta is cosine square theta minus sine square theta. If you replace sine square theta by quantity 1 minus cosine square theta, so it is also 2 cosine square theta, 2 cosine square theta minus 1. If we replace cosine square theta by 1 minus sine square theta, then the other identity is 1 minus 2 sine square theta. So I'll use that identity, 1 minus 2 sine square theta for cosine 2 theta. And tangent theta is sine theta over cosine theta. So I'll use 1 minus 2 sine square theta for cosine 2 theta. Remember, there are 3 equivalent identities for cosine 2 theta. This is the third. The first one is cosine square theta minus sine square theta. The second one is 2 cosine square theta minus 1. And this is the third one, equal to cosine 2 theta. So this is now 1 minus 2 sine square theta times cosine theta. So limit as theta approaches pi over 2 of cosine theta, this becomes the numerator times quantity 1 minus 2 sine square theta over sine theta. Now, as theta approaches pi over 2, the denominator approaches 1 because sine of pi over 2 is equal to 1. But as theta approaches pi over 2, sine of theta, which is very close to pi over 2, is almost 1. So it is now safe to substitute uh, pi over 2 for theta. Anyway, cosine of pi over 2 is 0. So it is now equal to cosine of pi over 2, quantity 1 minus 2 sine square of pi over 2 over sine of pi over 2. So again, cosine of pi over 2 is 0, sine of pi over 2 is 1. So that would be 0 times quantity 1 minus 2 all over 1. And since 0 times negative 1 is still 0, divide by 1 is still 0, so it is 0. Then for problem 5, we replace sine squared theta by its identity because as y approaches 0, sine of y approaches 0. So 0 square is also almost 0, but not exactly 0. So we have an indeterminate form here. So we have to replace sine squared theta by its identity 1 minus cosine square of y. Sine square of y by 1 minus cosine square of y. So find a way by cancelling 1 minus cosine of y. So sine square of y, then this is equal to limit as y approaches 0 of 1 minus cosine y over 1 minus cosine square of y. Then we factor this as difference of two squares, 1 minus cosine y and 1 plus cosine y. So equals limit as y approaches 0 of 1 minus cosine y over quantity 1 minus cosine y times 1 plus cosine y. So we can cancel 1 minus cosine y and leaving 1 over 1 plus cosine y. And we then substitute y equals 0 because the denominator 1 plus cosine y, cosine of 0 is almost 1 and 1 plus 1 is 2. So therefore, this is equal to 1 over 1 plus 1. The limit is equal to 1/2. Number 6, limit of sine square y over 1 plus cosine y as y approaches pi. As y approaches pi, cosine of pi is almost negative 1, or in fact, cosine of pi is negative 1. So we have a denominator that approaches 0. The numerator is 0 because sine of pi is almost 0 also. So we have an indeterminate form. Let's find a way to get rid of this indeterminate form by replacing sine square y by its identity 1 minus cosine square of y, which is now this one. Then we factor the numerator into 1 minus cosine y, then 1 plus cosine y, and cancel out 1 plus cosine y. So after we cancel this, the expression is now free of denominator, and the numerator as y approaches 0 is cosine of 0, which is almost 1, but there is no denominator anymore, so 1 minus almost 1 is 0. So the limit is 0. I'm sorry, this is y approaches pi, not 0. So it is equal to limit of 1 minus cosine y as y approaches pi. Cosine of pi is negative 1. So 1 minus negative 1 is 1 plus 1, and therefore it is equal to 2. Then number 7, we have as alpha approaches 0, 1 minus cosine of 0 is almost 0. So the denominator approaches 0. The numerator sine of 0 is almost 0. Sine of 2 times 0, almost 0 also. So we have another indeterminate form. So let's find a way to get rid of this indeterminate form. Replace sine 2 alpha by quantity, its identity, just like here, 2 sine alpha cosine of alpha. So 7, limit as alpha approaches 0 of sine alpha times 2 sine alpha cosine of alpha over 1 minus cosine alpha. So this is now equal to 2, and there is sine square of alpha here. I'll directly replace sine square of alpha by 1 minus cosine square of alpha as shown. So limit as alpha approaches 0 of 2 times quantity 1 minus cosine square of alpha, then times cosine of alpha. As I said, I directly replace sine square of alpha here by 1 minus cosine square of alpha. Then we factor 1 minus cosine square of alpha into 1 minus cosine of alpha times 1 plus cosine of alpha. So times cosine alpha over 1 minus cosine alpha. We can cancel 1 minus cosine alpha. So the expression is now free of denominator. So it is now safe to substitute alpha. So this is now equal to 2 quantity 1 plus cosine of 0 times quantity cosine of 0. Cosine of 0 is 1, cosine of 0 is 1. So that would be 2 times 1 plus 1 times 1. So 2 times 2 is 4. So therefore, the limit is equal to 4. The limit is equal to 4. Number 8, limit as alpha approaches 0 of sine cube alpha over sine alpha minus tangent of alpha. So we break sine cube of alpha into sine square alpha times sine alpha. For sine square alpha, we replace it with 1 minus cosine square of alpha. This is now 1 minus cosine square alpha, originally sine square of alpha, so that's still sine cube of alpha. And I replace tangent of alpha by sine alpha over cosine of alpha because as alpha approaches 0, sine of alpha approaches 0, tangent of alpha is also approaching 0. So we have 0 in almost 0 in the denominator. Sine of alpha as alpha approaches 0 is also 0 in the numerator. So we have indeterminate form again. So simplifying, 1 minus cosine square alpha is factored into 1 plus 1 minus cosine of alpha times 1 plus cosine alpha. So limit as alpha approaches 0 of quantity 1 minus cosine alpha 1 plus cosine alpha times sine alpha over sine alpha. Factor out sine alpha in the denominator, then we have 1 minus 1 over cosine alpha. Simplify the denominator. So that would be limit as alpha approaches 0 of 1 minus cosine alpha times 1 plus cosine alpha times sine alpha. We cancel sine alpha, by the way. Then we have cosine alpha minus 1 all over cosine alpha. So if we change this 1 minus cosine alpha into negative of quantity cosine alpha minus 1, we can cancel cosine alpha minus 1. This becomes the numerator, but because it is negative 1 after canceling this, so we have negative cosine alpha times 1 plus cosine alpha. And it is now free of denominator. So negative cosine of alpha, as explained, this is negative 1 times cosine alpha. So negative cosine alpha times 1 plus cosine alpha. As alpha approaches 0, cosine of almost 0 is 1. And this is also 1. So we have negative 1 times 1 plus 1. And negative 1 times 1 plus 1 is negative 2. So the limit is negative 2. So that's it for this video. I hope that you're able to follow the explanations and the solutions. But if you're still weak in trigonometry, then it's your problem really, because this is calculus. It is expected of you that you can recall trigonometric identities. If not, it means you're still weak in trigonometry, and I'll tell you, you're not prepared in calculus. And you will have problems later also because of your weak foundation in trigonometry. So for you to master trigonometry, and some of these are algebraic simplifications, you have to go over trigonometry first, especially double angle formulas, half formula, sum and difference formulas. And there is also a playlist in trigonometry that I uploaded. For the meantime, I will go over with that, but I haven't yet reached that part. But if you proceed to statics 0, then you can find their review of trigonometric functions, plane trigonometry. I hope that it can help you recall and review trigonometry.